Royal Court has finally arrived, the big, long-anticipated expansion for Crusader Kings 3. And today, I'm going to take a closer look at it in a review and let you know if it's worth your time and your money to add Royal Court to your Crusader Kings 3 playthrough. Spoiler, it's actually pretty decent. But now let's take that closer look. Oh, do you hear that? It is new music, actually, for Crusader Kings 3. Hello, everybody. Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to the channel. And I am so excited to give you my thoughts and opinions on the brand new mega expansion for CK3 Royal Court. Long, hopeful, it got delayed, but it's okay. It's all right. Because what we've gotten, well, it's not too shabby. And without spoiling this entire review right away, let's just get into it. But please, as always, don't forget to hit like. So at quick first glance, of course, it looks like CK3 always has, but if you look a little bit closer, right away, you will notice there are two new buttons. We've got this one here, the Royal Court, and we've got Open Inventory. That's right, because of artifacts. So what all is included in the Royal Court expansion / DLC, whatever you want to call it? Well, it is an overhaul, really, of how you as a ruler, once you are king or emperor, can interact with your subjects, especially the members of your court, and how you can influence many things within your realm through your court and through your throne room. I mean, that's a very short synopsis. Beyond that, of course, it also adds a large amount of changes you can do culturally and create new cultures. You can diverge your cultures, you can hybridize cultures, you can do a lot there as well. It really gives you a lot more customizable options. But really, the heart and soul of this game is found right over here in the Royal Court, and we're going to go and take a quick gander at the throne room. So here we are at the Royal Court of the Kingdom of Brittany. And you can see right away, there's a lot going on here. You can highlight each person in here, and it brings up their, I would say, character sheet. I've been playing a lot of Dungeons & Dragons lately. But the character there, you can see them specifically. You can see just what overall the hall looks like. I have to say, graphically, I wasn't sure what to expect. If we go here into Grandeur, you can see they get a little bit closer. It looks fantastic. It looks absolutely fantastic. Back out here to Throne Room, you've got the ability to hold court. So what that means, you can, have people, courtiers, guests at your court come to you with their issues, and you make decisions based on what they present to you, and those have impacts on your realm and others as well. Beyond that, in the Grandeur, you have a lot going on here. The amenities you can pick between fashion, food, servants, and lodgings. It measures your grandeur all the way up to a level of 100. You can see where you are ranked in the world, what your current grandeur is, and what the baseline is. Now, I'll get all into that in a separate video where I do a tutorial completely about Royal Court DLC, which I recommend you check out. Then you can pick the type of court you want to be based on your cultural ethos. The language you speak at court, which has a direct impact on your grandeur. And changing it, of course, would cost something. We go over here, adopt a new one, it'll cost you. Everything costs. But that's not all. You also have artifacts are in the game, and you can see here you've got slots where you could put artifacts. So we can hang this right here. We've got a banner hanging there. You can customize your banners too. Then a pedestal here, we can put the Spear of Destiny right there. So if we zoom on that, click that, it looks great. It really, really does. And does an illustrious pedestal item and it shows you here all the advantages you get through it. And again, graphically, it looks absolutely fantastic. So all card artifacts you can see you have there. And then you also have your claims. You have no artifact claims, but through playing in the game, you gain those claims. Now, what does this all do? It adds so much more dynamism to your gameplay. It adds new intrigue options, new ways to influence nobles and vassals and foreign guests alike through this entire system. It really adds, well, what I've been kind of complaining about, that CK3 after a while simply lacked flavor, lacked options. Well, Royal Court has definitely taken care of that. But to expand beyond that, there's more to this. That's right, you have additional decisions you can make, scrape from a barrel and order mass eviction. You can commission an artifact, so you can host a modest feast, because the type of feast you hold is dependent on the type of food and your grandeur and so on. It's all interlinked. Then on top of that, before you could only hire a court physician, now you have so many court positions to choose from, all with different effects to your realm. And then when you click on it, and I love this, it tells you the aptitude that people that are already in your court would have for this. So you can invite people to your court, and hopefully that will, bring in people that are very good at this. If we look at a court tutor, we have a few good ones to choose from here. Tutor, for an example, effect vary based on aptitude. Learn language. So the learn language scheme is a personal scheme where you try to learn the language of the scheme target, which definitely helps. So that gives scheme power +4 to +20 based on aptitude. Improves education outcomes. Unlocks half-child study language interaction. And as you can see, that's just one, and there are so many more. So there's a lot to dive into here. What these different positions do, what's better, what's worse. I mean, on the face of it, it's all great, but they all cost money. Right now, monthly salaries paid, no cost. We're only, 1.4 gold, so you gotta be mindful here. That court tutor, if we pick him, if we appoint, it already says it's gonna cost prestige, and of course it will cost money. You can see that right away here as 0.5 per month. So you have more in your economy that you have to deal with. Then beyond that, you have, of course, your own inventory of artifacts that you carry, and then culture. So much going on here. The ethos of your culture, which has direct impact on the type of court you have. The cultural pillars of that ethos, the traditions. You can reform or diverge the culture. So we click on that, and you can pick from any of these to reform that. You can diverge and pick a different ethos. Go to traditions. You can rename it. You can change the color. There's a lot you can do there. So the other nice thing about in cultures, you can immediately see who the culture head is and the fascination. So basically what is currently being worked on there. If we click over here, you can see right now the Mott is being worked on as far as that goes. So a lot happening here, a lot of new additions. This is a shorter review. Why? Now, I'm not going to go into a 20-minute review about everything that the Royal Court does, because I'll have a tutorial coming up, or I have a tutorial up, that goes in detail into all the different mechanics and features of the Royal Court expansion for Crusader Kings 3. Now, kind of a quick summary. Now, there are a lot of other videos out there that talk about all the different features to a certain degree, but what does it mean? Is this actually worth it? Yes. In my opinion, I was blown away when I got this thanks to Paradox, that sent me a preview copy of Royal Court, and I opened it up and I was first like, I don't know. But then when I started clicking on everything and really dove into it, not only do the graphics look great, but they've added so many more mechanics to add depth and color to the game, especially for me who likes the roleplay aspect of CK3. It just adds so much more. So, I mean, if I have a greedy rule character, I'll play the Royal Court differently and how I deal with people and the amenities that I pick. Or if I have someone who's gregarious or is thrifty, I mean, it adds so much to this game and so much more complexity to it. I'm happy that they waited if they needed that time to refine it, because I have to say, playing it for a bit now, I wouldn't want Crusader Kings 3 without Royal Court. And I'm not paid to say this. I bought Crusader Kings 3 when it launched back in September of 2020. And this is not sponsored. This is my honest opinion as someone who put up a video talking about what Crusader Kings 3 needs to improve. And I still hold to those things that need to be updated and changed over time. But this is so massive, I'm looking forward to diving into a new campaign Let's Play series here on Crusader Kings 3. If you are too, let me know your thoughts on Royal Court, on the things that you've seen so far, what you've heard. Obviously, it'll come down to playing it, but I'd really like to know, and of course, did you get it? I put a survey on the channel in the community section not too long ago, and over 80% of people said yes, they will get it, or they have already gotten it through the Royal Edition. I will have to say, it's not cheap to buy if you didn't get the Royal Edition. I did not buy the Royal Edition when CK3 came out, because I wanted to see what each thing was when it came out, to be honest. It's worth the money. Is it worth the money on a separate buy as much as some entire games cost? Well, I have to say, yes, it actually is. Why? Because it totally overhauls and changes Crusader Kings 3 and adds so much more replayability to the game, because there's so many different directions you can take even the same ruler over and over and over again. So hats off to Paradox, you got this one right. And yes, this is a great expansion, and I give it my full approval. If you do too, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to not miss out on any Crusader Kings 3 content. And don't forget to check out my Crusader Kings 3 Royal Court tutorial, where I will go through all of these features that I kind of touched on here in the review and go into depth and explain what they do and how you can best use them in your game. So until next time, I'm Realm Builder Guy, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.